Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Welcome from me and Millie. She's just here on my lap purring, so you may hear her during this reading. She's come to join us as she often does for tea leaf readings. She's joined some of you recently, as you'll know, for some private readings as well, so she really wants to join in. So obviously we're doing a tea leaf reading today. And we're also going to pull a herb card with this new deck for the channel, the Hedgewitch Oracle. You might have seen that in a few of my last readings. I also did a review and walkthrough of it on my channel, so if you'd like to see all of the cards, do check that out. It is a beautiful deck. We've had lots of compliments about that one. I do love it myself because I love herbs. And I just thought it would fit with this reading, with it being tea. I'm actually using green tea today, not herbal, but this deck does actually have a few herbs that you can drink, you know, like chamomile, mint, that kind of thing. So we'll see what comes through. Before I begin, just a few announcements. First of all, just to remind you that private readings are still available with me. They're not available all year round, so if you'd like a reading, make sure you don't miss out. I do private tea leaf readings, if you'd like one, or general tarot readings as well. So the link to my shop is in the description box, if you're interested. And one more thing is that I've recently moved my wish list to a different platform. So if you'd like to send gifts, you can do so there. You'll see on my profile that there's a blue tick, which shows I've been verified. And you do have the option to send me a message on there if you send anything, and you'll get a personal reply from me. So if you feel inspired by my work and would like to send a gift as an energy exchange, you can do so there. The link is again in the description box. So I thought we'd start with one of these cards from the Hedgewitch Oracle. You may notice the crow on the front of the box. I'm just looking at it because I keep hearing crows at the moment, cawing outside. A lot of bird movement. Some of you might have noticed this as well. Now, obviously animals, birds, they pick up on stuff in the atmosphere before we do. So there's a shift happening. Birds came out in my last collective reading on my channel as well. You might have noticed that. You may also notice the green. We've got a lot of green. Green tea, green cup, green gilded edges, green on the box. Beautiful nature scene today. So we'll just see any guidance with a herb. Create a nice calming atmosphere. And we've got thyme. What a perfect time for thyme. Now, it's interesting because I use thyme a lot in my cooking, actually. Maybe some of you do. It's a really nice herb, actually. I believe it's... I was reading the book, actually, to this deck yesterday. I believe it is antiseptic, protective. We'll see in a moment what it says. The key word is Vala, and we've got number 8. Number of strength, power. We've got bees here, a feminine energy, collective energy as well coming through. So let's just see the message in the book. It says, there will be times when your resolve falters and you feel you are not strong enough to bear what life throws at you. Time is a reminder that you are stronger than you know. Love it. And a bit of wisdom. The name of this fragrant creeping herb comes from the Greek word thymus, which means vital spirit or courage. Warriors from the Scottish Highlands drank a tisane made from wild thyme before going into battle. And ladies in the day of chivalry embroidered a bee hovering over a sprig of thyme on the tokens they presented to their knights. In medieval times, thyme was tucked into poses of sweet-scented herbs to ward off the plague, and its strong antiseptic qualities made an infusion of thyme and honey an easy remedy if you're suffering from a sore throat or mouth ulcers. Yeah, that's interesting, as I said before. Antiseptic protection, that's interesting about how you can use it with honey as well, and the link with bees. So I love the history that comes with the messages from this deck. So that's a really nice bright one, isn't it, to start the reading with. So I've just propped it up there in the middle. It's a nice background image for us to look at. Some of you might use herbs a lot, or you might find you want to more use natural remedies rather than stuff that they put out there and sell that's full of other stuff that you don't need. Years ago, as it said in the book, Medieval Times, it was all herbs, stuff in nature that was used for healing, cooking, drinking. So why not now? I mean, I know obviously the problem is what is on the flowers and herbs, you know, in terms of what's come down from the atmosphere, that is. But people could grow their own stuff, maybe some of you do. So anyway, now on to the tea leaf reading. So the world obviously feels like it's fracturing at the moment, but the answers aren't in the news. They're at the bottom of this cup. So let's see what we get. We're looking in particular about this month at the time of recording this, but it could be beyond. I am really feeling though March, things are kind of speeding up. There's a lot of shaking. I was hearing destabilisation before this reading as well. Structures dissolving, but not all. So let's just see what we get. Now, if you notice anything in the tea leaves, obviously we've got bigger green tea leaves, then do call it out. Put it in the comments if you wish. It's nice to hear your interpretations, what you see. Could be a personal message for you as well. I wanted to point out the first thing there at the bottom. You might see it's like a flower, which can symbolise growth. Obviously we had flowers come out in the card. A new beginning, new earth, building anew, healing I'm hearing as well. We could also see it as a snake shedding its skin. So again, you know, our system shedding what no longer serves us and then growing something new as a collective. That's what I'm seeing. Also looks like a dragon there at the side. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's what I'm seeing it as. Now there's no fire, so to speak, but that's what I'm getting with that. Like the dragon blowing fire across the world. And that's where the destruction comes of certain systems, old structures that crumble. I mean, there could be destruction. Obviously, you know, we've got war, rumours of wars. Bible, anyone? Says that in the Bible. This is end times, I just want to say. But look at the end, just read to the end and you'll see it's positive in the end. You know, not for all, but we need this. You know, this has to happen as well. It's prophetic. So I'm seeing the global instability here at the side. Sudden as well. See, I'm not sure if you can see, but this line going down. Things suddenly crumbling that people thought were their stability, whether it's their home structures, things they wanted, security, because I'm seeing a bull actually here, that sort of comes in and disrupts things. So we're really getting nature coming through as well as signs. Also, I know I'm using green tea, but I'm seeing quite a lot of heavy leaves in this teacup reading, showing the collapse of the outdated systems from the past. But also, as I said, sudden sort of disruption for some people, maybe people having to move, and disorientation I'm getting here, like things suddenly changing, people feeling disorientated, before clarity, because it's like then it sort of clears and I'm seeing a musical note. Looks like grapes, and there's like a triangle there, pyramid, for clarity, higher knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge now being shared in the collective. Not all is true, obviously you've got to use your discernment, but there's a lot of old hidden knowledge coming to the surface, changing people's perspectives. And with a musical note, I'm getting frequencies with that as well. So peace, harmony, alignment, health with the grapes to come. After all of this, there will be healing and understanding, clarity. I'm getting. I'm seeing a lot of nature, because I'm seeing an elephant, I'm seeing a bird, dragon again, a dragon like flying. So I'm really getting people moving suddenly, some people having to move because of destruction. So that could be why we had Valor come out with the Thyme card, time of courage for some people, but don't drop into fear. See it as necessary, I would say. Yeah, lots of swirling lines at the bottom here. Things that are connected. We are all connected. So with that knowledge, people understanding that we're all connected. We are all part of the higher consciousness. That's been hidden from us. We're not part of this heavy system. Because it's really interesting the way I'm seeing this connection here. Could be a connection between you and someone, by the way, which links to my last reading. But here we've got this murky, cloudy area, confusion that's been put in the way or put into people's minds, thoughts, environment, separating people from each other, people feeling they don't fit in and they don't connect with anyone. That was all manufactured. Just want to put that out there. And so the connection that we all have to each other is going to start to come to light more as people awaken and shake off these lower vibrational energies that I have mentioned in a couple of my last readings. What I'm also just hearing is this is like a muddy energy. Essentially what I'm doing is like I'm stirring it, that might stir and rise in the collective. So we may see this more, this aggression in people. Unresolved conflict, I'm hearing, that comes to the surface. So we may see anger, violence, bitterness. It's like the final purge. I'm suddenly feeling this relief come from me, because I channel physically, especially from the heart chakra. So things that people have kept locked away, blocked chakras as a result. I've been feeling this in the collective, actually, from private readings as well recently. The ancestral baggage people have been carrying around. That's what a lot of it is. Some people don't realise that when they have these sudden outbursts, it's ancestral. Like you might hear a baby, for example, crying its eyes out all the time. You know, say on the street or in your area. It could be ancestral, I'm hearing. And some of us are here in particular, to release that ancestral baggage through the shadow work we've been doing, be the pillars of light and enable others to do the same as the new frequency comes in. That's interesting. Also with these lines, I'm getting like new career paths, because they're like vines. People that are connected, so connections forming. New life paths as well for people. Doing new things, teaching others your skills. Some of you have been wondering why you're here, what your purpose is. I feel you'll find it. And for some of you, it's helping others get through what you've been through. Because I'm getting that relief again, like you've released lower vibrational energies, you've risen up to 5D energy. And now it's about helping others do the same. So we can raise the frequency, but first we have to do it ourselves, obviously. And I feel enough people have in the collective. That's why this shift is happening. Now, it looks like a tree there, first of all. So knowledge, tree of life, learning, growing. But I was also seeing that like, you know, like an explosion, like those mushroom explosions. Not sure what you call them, but like a atomic explosion. So there could be something quite big like that happens, you know, in terms of war that has been breaking out, that creates change, destruction. Just got to put that out there. Again, don't drop into fear, because all of this has to happen for the new earth to emerge. So I'm feeling quite turbulent shifts in the collective. So grounding is very important. Being guided to say that. I think that's why we had the musical note at the side. Can be a sign of chakra healing. Well, you might hear it in my voice. I've got a bit of emotion there that I channeled. Yeah, so if you feel very anxious, which I'm now picking up on for some, in terms of what's happening, first of all, Try not to look at too much stuff. I'm not saying don't read anything, but don't get absorbed, engrossed in all the negative stuff out there. Try to just pull away, ground yourself if you find it difficult to breathe. Get out into nature, put on some calm meditation music, chakra healing meditation. Use herbs. As I said, you could drink herbal tea, which is something I do. Chamomile is a very good one, and also lavender as a scent is really lovely. So self-care is really coming through, using different things in your bath, I'm hearing. It's interesting reading this book from this deck. Kate often says that for some of them, doing like a little bag, like a sack of herbs, and you can put it in your bath. I'd never thought of doing that before. If you've got herbs, you could do that, or under your pillow as well, making up a little bag of beautiful scents. So there's just a few tips there that may help. I'm seeing this big figure here, looks like someone walking away from a situation or moving, as I said earlier. Now this could also be people in power, by the way, because it's quite a big figure that I'm seeing there. People being pushed out or moving on, and new energies moving into positions of leadership is more a word I like using. Inspiring people that move into those positions, by the way. So a shift in the collective. I've said this before, I'm seeing a lot of like corrupt energies who've been at the top for the wrong reasons, leaving, clearing the way for this big transition in the world, and the light workers who've been behind the scenes, some of them stepping up or being put into various positions where they're needed. There's going to be this great thirst for knowledge in the collective, and something else I've recently been feeling is people are going to turn. I know a lot of people already don't trust a lot of people in power. This won't be for everyone, obviously. But truths are going to come to light with this happening. So it could be people who are forced out, news about what they've been doing. And so the collective are going to turn their backs and want to hear alternative voices out there. And trust their intuition, because they'll know who's telling the truth as we all rise up more and realise the deception and lies that have been going on for years. People aren't going to be as interested in celebrities hearing or seeing what they're doing, because a lot of it's fake. No offence, celebs, but people are going to want to hear the truth. Real people who don't want to be celebrities as well. They just share themselves. Now we kind of see this a little bit already on platforms like this one, YouTube, don't we? Just everyday people sharing what they do with each other, sharing knowledge, your lives, becoming a collective in that way. So yeah, I'm seeing that sort of increasing actually. It's just suddenly just coming through channeled. Yeah, I'm seeing like a phoenix rising. So a phoenix rising from the ashes. There we go. So again, like a metaphor rather, sorry everyone, I can't speak today. It's Mercury retrograde. That does sometimes happen actually. The planet of communication slows down, as I said in my last reading. But yeah, it could be a metaphor, you know, like the world changing, evolving. But with saying ashes, you know, it could be a sign of people becoming changed, I'm hearing. Going through a transition, changing as a result of destruction. Learning the importance of what you have, like as in your health, your life. Nothing else matters. Material things, you know, for example. Yeah, that's what I'm getting there. So that's all I'm getting, if you want, and the tea leaves. But I really want to pull another one from this deck to finish with hopefully another message of healing, maybe some guidance again with a herb. Just feels like this really does resonate with the reading. Wow. That one just flipped over, as you hopefully saw. We got Dandelion and the keyword resilience. Yeah, valor, resilience needed at the moment. I love the hedgehog in this card as well. So make a wish. Do you know what I also did see before? It's like a genie's lamp. I didn't call it out. So the same thing coming out there. People having hope, being resilient during this time. It's like he's sort of hiding away. So that might be what some people do. To be resilient, might pull away from others, stay at home more, be in a sort of protective energy. But we've got some beautiful flowers that have come out here. So nature as guidance, getting into nature, potentially to ground yourself. So I'll just read you from the book as well. Drawing the Dandelion card means you need to develop your ability to recover from adversity. These beautiful sunny flowers will grow just about anywhere, making dandelions a natural metaphor for resilience, strength, and the ability to overcome adversity. As all children know, blowing on the dandelion seed head is to make a wish, a symbolic act of hoping for change in yourself or the world. Associate any unwanted feelings, thoughts or habits with a dandelion puff, then blow the seeds away from you. That's beautiful. Yeah, so, you know, I feel that. I feel some people are hoping for change in the world, in particular. But yeah, sort of release anything unwanted that doesn't serve you as well. So sort of shadow work coming out here, which links with what I was saying about things that might come to the surface. I'm going to share the spell with this one. This deck has a little spell for each herb, which I think is really lovely. So something that might help. It says place the dandelion card. Now, obviously, if you don't have this deck, you could go and get a dandelion or draw one, just to give you an idea. So place it under a small yellow candle and have a bunch of dandelions or other yellow sun-loving flowers nearby. Light the candle, drink a cup of dandelion tea, and think about what stands in your way and how you could overcome these obstacles. Imagine yourself as strong and sunny and full of optimism as these consistently undervalued flowers. See yourself recovering easily from any setback and gaining new strength and stamina anytime you face adversity. Say to yourself, I am strong, I am resilient, I am bright, I am brilliant. I can adapt. I will persist. I will not be dismissed. Any challenge I meet, I will bravely defeat. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Oh, I love it. That's so positive, isn't it? So yeah, positive thinking, being resilient, having strength in times of adversity. So that's it, everyone. I really hope that you've enjoyed this little tea leaf and herb reading. Something a bit different for today, using this beautiful deck. We've got Thyme and Dandelion, obviously. I do really love these cards. I just feel they're really resonating at the moment with the way that people may start changing as well, what they consume in the world, I really feel in the future. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Do let us know in the comments if you enjoyed it, what you feel, if you saw anything in the cup, anything else you'd like to add. I do love to hear what you have to say and if it resonated with you. Thank you so much for being here. It's very much appreciated. I do enjoy doing these tea leaf readings, by the way, as well, something a bit different. As I said earlier, if you'd like a private one, then make sure you don't miss out because they're available at the moment. The link to my shop is in the description box. Thank you so much for being here. Sending peace, love and light to you all.